Hello, team. I hope everyone is doing well. Based on the meeting that we had last week, June 25th, regarding procedures, I have created these procedures templates that we can all start using in order to generate the procedures that Jimmy appointed. Let's remember that our main objective, our ultimate goal, is to minimize, reduce, or eliminate the failures or the downtime that is generated by procedure-driven activities done at the field or at the G loop, so on and so forth. All right, let's get right to it. Um, Here in the title page, very simple, title, main sections. We can add a picture if we choose to by clicking here. And I like this table. This gives you important information at a glance about this procedure. So which systems do these procedures apply to? How much time am I gonna need to complete this procedure? Just estimate half an hour, the whole day. How many people are required? Can I do this by myself or do I need the whole team? Do I need any special tools? Do I need a crane? Yes, no, maybe a lot of maybe here, depending, and any other attribute that we want to include in the procedures. All right, here we have the header. By double clicking on it, you can access it. When were these procedures created? What revision is this procedure? And when was it revised? We can enter a title here. Again, what systems it applies to, and who can I contact to thank or to give feedback or to make revisions? Who can I contact? Who is the owner of this procedure? Alrighty, double clicking back into the main section, we have an introduction, just a brief description of the document's objective and when these procedures should be used. Going into the background, I remember in the meeting, Jimmy said that we needed to create procedures that are complete enough for anybody to do. So here, just assume that somebody is mechanically adept but unfamiliar with our operations. Give them enough information about the component. Try to answer questions like, what does the component look like? Include pictures. Where do the components fit in the larger scheme? What is their role in our operation? What are some critical characteristics about the components or system? And anything else that the user should keep in mind while making or following these procedures. So here you can insert a picture. You can actually include some comments, picture description, caption, and if you need more than one picture, you can click on this plus sign here, and now you have two. Let's say you need three or four or five, as many as you need. You can continue clicking this, and a new block will appear. Alrighty. Here in the footer, we're just letting the user know, they can contact the owner. So here you will put your email for feedback and support. And then we go into the materials section. This is sort of like the preparation, what components we need in order to carry out these procedures. What are the special tools that we need? And this table is probably the most important part here. So in this table, we're going to list we're going to list all of the special tools required. And I doubt if we might need one, we might need two, we might need three. So here we can just start populating this. Tool one, and does awesome things. We're gonna need, I don't know, 10 of these because we want to be really awesome. And here in the reference ID, let's try to include a number or a reference that the user can use in order to procure or get this special tool made or whatever it might be. We need a way for the user to find this tool. Some pictures of the tool, some more pictures of the tool. Now we have two. Great. And we're ready for a very similar section. What is the standard hardware that we need? Bolts, nuts, special screwdrivers, anything that you can get in McMaster Granger. We'll put a reference ID, pictures if needed. Hey, if you don't need a picture for this, just delete this section. The document will still love you, no issues. Alrighty. And then a section for consumables, if there are any. Then a section for others, any other materials that we need. for these procedures. Then we can start the procedures. Now we have the introduction, we have our materials. Now we can actually start what to start the actual procedures. So here we have this procedure section block, and then we can start, let's say 3.1, washing your hands. Very important. Introduce, just provide some general introduction if needed, a picture here if you need one. If you need two pictures again, there you go. And then here's where we start listing the steps for this section. So how am I gonna wash my hands? Okay, so we go step 1.0, then click here, open the faucet. Um, and I should probably unbold this, so I'll probably update that before sending the final copy. But anyways, that's step one, open the faucet. We can insert one helpful tip here or many, as many as we need to. Um, don't break faucet. Some of us are very strong. Critical procedure, or we can insert a critical step or many. A critical step for washing your hands. Don't forget to apply soap. Boom. And then here we can add an image. So that's step number one. Here we'll do step number 2, 1.1. We can do step number 1.3, so on and so forth. All of this is still part of our 3.1 section. And if you want to add another section, we can click here on the lower of the two plus buttons. Boom. And then here we can start to um, cooking good rice, whatever. And then the same thing. You'll just add a picture for the introduction, add your steps. This might actually be 3.2.1, so I might change the format for that. But yeah, you get the idea. We can do our helpful tips here, many steps accompanied by pictures when needed. And then after that, we go to the checklist. So the checklist is really a summary that the user can use after they are proficient with the procedure. They can just use this. Like Joey said, nobody's gonna want to do a 20-page document every time. But for the first few times, yes, do the 20-page document. After you've done it 5, 10, 15 times, however many times needed, and you're proficient at it, then we can just go by the checklist. Alrighty, checklist works in a very similar fashion to everything else, 1.0, and we're gonna try to write closed statements that are gonna result in a yes or no answer. So as I'm doing this checklist, both hands were washed, yes or no, and then we're gonna include a reference for the user to refer back to if they don't remember exactly how they were supposed to wash their hands. You can go back to step 1.1. All right, another one might be soap. Soap was used on both. Maybe you want to emphasize both hands. Good. Hopefully, yes. But let's say, no, no, not really, because there was no soap, and that might be the case. So you're just leaving some area for people to make their comments. You can enter your checklist here, so it's maybe 4.1, checklist 1, and then we want to make another checklist, maybe, I don't know. So 4.2, a better checklist, or an additional checklist, and then you'll do the same process. All right, guys, under 10 minutes. I try to keep it short and brief. Hopefully you like this template. Let me know what suggestions, what feedback you have. As you can see, we have gone through it. We have created two awesome procedures and two awesome checklists. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll be distributing these out soon. Bye bye.